Greetings and welcome to the energy of Pisces. This is Ron from Tarot of the Twin Sun. Tarot of the Twin Sun is a functional division within the Order of the Twin Sun. Please take only what you will in order to provide you with a clear insight into things. I invite you to open up to the Grand Cross of Mutability, as well as the axis of Virgo and Pisces, 6 and 12 houses. Yes, through this axis, we see essentially the pinnacle of self-devotion, as well as the loss of essentially everything into abstraction, into deeper forms of spirituality, okay? So naturally, the inclination for the 7th house of Pisces is in in the house of the 6th, okay? Within this, there is a great deal of purity in the forms of abstraction that come from the sea of information, in which we can use critical acclaim, critical reserve, in order to maintain a methodology or a practice around the formation of dreams, around the formation of the abstract world known as the world of delusion or Maya. Okay, so yes, today we shall be conducting a experiment known as the Great Mirror. The Great Mirror is a 9-card spread that is designed by the Order in order to see apparent karmas that exist between Pisces, the energy of the 12th house, and any house placements away from it accordingly, okay? Particularly the 7th house, so that would be the 6th house. Anyways, we'll go ahead and begin now. I thank you for your continued support of the channel, and I hope you are well. This reading so far revolves around a karma that the energy of Pisces may be going through, rolling through. There is a way of seeing things in a retroactive manner, okay, and in this manner, it's terribly humbling. And there's also, let's see here, it would be the 9 as well, the Ace of Cups. Yes, there's a lot of action around objectified ways, detached ways of observation here that come as a silent truth. This has to do from a place of detached emotions as well, and a type of reserve. There are two ways here of seeing things. One is a past in which you had to move away from something, or someone had to move away from something in order to preserve their truth, which was hidden, okay? This hidden truth revolves around a way of breaking free from, yes, there's the 9 of Cups again, in reverse. Breaking free from intoxication, from ways or modes of doing things that have been very debilitating in terms of emotional content, getting free from that, taking the cup elsewhere, but also something about memory, or something about the past memory with a very strong connection. on one end. This does not have to be you. This could be something that you are observing someone else doing this, um, and you may notice that there is a realm of detachment that is hidden. Actually, the sword is thrown um, into the ocean or lost in the ocean, and has been weighted down deep into the ocean. Swords usually indicate intelligence, communication, truth, the quest for truth, but also affliction, okay? Affliction of the mind, especially. But this requires a humbling experience to become the student from someone who um, is protected by events. You could have a friend or someone who's your mentor in a way that you communicate with regularly in order to provide a sense of protection from anyone who would have hidden truths or motivations. There's a great deal of manipulation or two-facedness about someone you are dealing with. Um, this is all providing a platform or a way of doing things. What grounds this is general respect or the ability to find a type of gateway or a link to being able to essentially bring forward respect mostly. I think it's mostly respect. So, yeah. Now we shall move in deeper into the Great Mirror. And I'll be using the Grand Untitled deck. It's a 77 card deck. A very old deck, about 130 years old. So we'll go ahead and begin the Great Mirror now. Already I'm seeing that there is a practice or a devotion here that links directly to karma and ways and modes of doing things so that karma may be affected. Very, very detached, very, very lofty way of seeing things in terms of the context of this situation. You are dealing with someone who has walked a path of isolation, but in their isolation they have found a way to nurture themselves or others. There is a very humanitarian degree in this, through ways and modes of, let's see here, judgment, clear judgment. There is a motivation here to be devoted to essentially planting the right border or negotiating from the right distance, okay? And this is a good thing because from La Justesse, the card of the 7th house, as well. The card of the ninth house here, in particular, very interesting justice card. The sword of truth emerges. Okay, and the sword of truth can be wielded um, by those who are sort of non-subjective. They're objective in their own ways and modes of doing things. There's a type of objectivity or critical sort of distance um, that is essentially within your mind, and there is a clarity here that emerges from the sword. Okay, Queen of Swords and the Page of Swords that emerged earlier are very relevant. The Sword of Truth is very relevant as well. The quest for truth in the ninth house is relevant. So the more you delve into ways and modes of thinking, there is a possibility here of karma being affected, and karma is not always bad. You should think of karma as something very neutral. It is merely a force of action that is affected or that flows according to the natural order of things. Okay, which may seem chaotic. That comes with clarity in a detached way. You become merely the harbinger or the messenger for something. But there is a connection here that is very strong, and that they marry you with the triplicity of air, with dévoilement, uh, the star card. Okay, and this star card is particular because it also elicits not only the energy of Pisces, as well as Aquarius, but the energy of Cancer as well in the fourth house. Okay, and this is the path of moksha. Okay, so you're dealing with someone who is attached, much like you, in order to evolve in some sort of way towards the 11th house. Okay, so that's the 7th and 11th houses here that are elicited. Um, Not to mention the third, so it's 3, 7, 11. Okay, so within that triplicity, there is essentially a movement from the energy of Gemini into the cardinal sort of center point, the midpoint of Libra, and then further forward into the ascended form of Aquarius. Okay, now with this triplicity very highly activated, there's a lot of thought that exists between you and this person in terms of higher thought, elevated thought. This is not just there's a great deal of genius, okay, behind it. But you wield the sword of truth. They wield the two of cups, and they're essentially searching for transformation or being guided or influenced by forces that are much higher than their own. Okay, they become a vehicle much like you. Okay, and that's the secret of air. The triplicity of air is immediately a medium for a lot of Mercury energy for one thing, but also um, this particular triplicity is elicited also by the ninth and the fourth houses. Okay, with that, there is a sort of difference here in which they deal more with an emotional type of transference, transfixation, transubstantiation of emotional content in order to provide wealth to the land, okay, in order to provide fertility to the land. And this is a motherly instinct of them. Yours is more of a fatherly instinct with Jupiter, but also with Lajasas, there's Venus here, okay. So there is a type of order that is emerging, and this is also bringing forth a very focal point, okay. So a lot of challenges come from this type of connection, but also a type of clear point, a choice, okay, that is emerging in this, okay. The choice, it revolves around the third and fourth houses, the movement from Gemini, okay, which is mutable, into a cardinal sign, Cancer, okay, ruled by Mercury and the Moon. So there is a lot of mental intelligence here, but also a type of pardon me. Yeah, it's a clarity that is emerging out of this. Okay, and this is a good thing. This is a very good thing. Now, this connection, it helps. It helps one, particularly you, to release your severity. Um, mm, mm, Especially when it comes to the expectation of the future or outside world. This represents for you a karmic connection, but also for them, you represent something of a type of karmic partner in one respect. Okay, so it's a very interesting dynamic. The Sun card, or éclaircissement, is here as well, in the reverse. Okay, so in the upright, the Sun provides enlightenment. In the reverse, it's more like a setting sun. Rising Sun is in the upright, setting Sun is in the downright. And now with this, there is it revolves around the Sun's energy mostly. There is a sort of setting Sun motif that occurs on the timeless level of this. That is not. It's not very. I, it's bittersweet because the sunsets are always indicative of the forthcoming of darkness, of the dark time, or the dark age of night. Yes, so dark night, the soul. This is a dark night, sort of. To borrow, the parlance of our time, dark night of the soul, sort of. Type of situation, okay? But it also points to pain that is essentially alleviated, healed, okay? This is a healing type of connection, but it's a bittersweet one, whatever that means. Now, what is culminating out of all this? Clarity, mental clarity, but after a great deal of thought and processing, okay? The evolution to the 11th house, it involves the student, but also the romancer, the sweet romancer, the student, the romancer, and the detached sort of teacher, the detached teacher who is who embraces the chaos of time. Okay, so those three are very much operating in this type of connection. This revolves, and this helps to reveal a friend. More than anything, I think there's a friend here that you're dealing with. And people can have many labels, but friend is it's a very nice one. So take what you will of that. There's something also about this that speaks of secrets that become revealed. They want to become revealed. This person is majorly influential to their own path, to others, to you, but also to themselves. They have major arcana all over the place, with the Star card, the Sun card in reverse, and the Moon card in reverse. So they eclipse, the Sun eclipses the Moon, but it's a setting Sun that eclipses a moon that is dark, a new moon. So that type of configuration is very unique. It's very unique. You're dealing with someone very unique here. But this type of connection is detached. It requires a great deal of observation, and there's a lot of numbing, sort of endless thought making that brings itself to resolution somehow. Okay. In terms of advice, the advice is to return, to move away from the challenge, to return, to learn from experiences not yet learned, and to note that this type of situation should not be known or should not be acknowledged by people who are in control of reality, of normal reality. You're dealing with someone who's very unorthodox, okay, eccentric, unique in that respect. Yeah. Okay, that is what I see. I thank you. Okay. Bye bye.